Hello and welcome to the Big Apple School podcast. My name is Rico and...
My name is Florian.
And you are from?
Switzerland.
We're here with our special guest, Florian from Switzerland. I like to call you Flo, is that all right?
That is absolutely perfect.
It's kind of cool. It kind of sounds like you're like a rapper, you know, because flow, that's what rappers say when then...
I would say go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. All right, so we're here with the Flo, and Flo's going to tell us a little bit about himself.
Well, I was born in Switzerland. I studied there my bachelor degree, went then to Spain to study there my master degree, and now I'm in Russia to try to learn Russian. In the meantime, I was traveling a lot and saw kind of nice places all over the world, and now Russia as well, absolutely beautiful. How do you like it here, Rico?
Well, it's pretty cold.
Oh, come on. It's not too cold.
Well, it's really cold for me, you know, because I'm from Vegas, so it's plus 50 there. And then I came to Siberia, and that was the first time in my life that I experienced almost minus 50. It was like minus 47. It was ridiculously cold. It was about a 100-degree difference. It was crazy.
I can imagine, yeah. I was just in Argentina, and there it was like 35 degrees. I thought... that is kind of nice. And when I came to here, it was actually only minus 15. So I was disappointed, actually, that it's not colder.
Yeah, well, I guess it gets pretty cold in your country, yeah?
Well, depends where you are. In the cities, I would say it's like minus 10 maximum. But if you go up the mountains to ski or to snowboard, there it can easily drop to like minus 30 as well. And if there is wind, oh my God, then it will be cold.
Yeah, the wind chill kills you, huh?
Oh yeah, that is the worst thing.
So what about you specifically, your place? Is it really cold or is it all right?
Well, my place is actually all right because I just live close to a lake, and from that point of view, it never can get that cold. I think the coldest I experienced was like minus 11, and that was really freezing cold.
Because of the humidity, because of the water, yeah?
Exactly. The water kind of keeps it warm. And I remember a situation where the lake almost froze entirely. But finally we couldn't step on it because it was still too dangerous. But my mother told me, and I think it was 1964, the whole lake froze entirely and they could walk on it.
Wow.
That must have been amazing.
Cool. You never got to walk on it, yeah?
No.
I'd be scared, actually, to walk on a lake. I've seen too many movies, commercials and stuff where people just fall through and they're like, oh my God, it's so cold. I don't want to do it. Well,
I'll probably say this is the only opportunity you can feel like God and walk on water.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So you said that you're studying Russian, yeah?
Exactly.
Well, what do you do on your free time? What do you do, like to hang out with friends or something like that?
Well, actually, I'm young, so I do actually what every young person does. That means I go out, I meet for coffee, I do study as well, of course. It's an important part of my trip here, of my stay here. But of course, you never have to forget about the beautiful sides of life. And Novosibirsk, honestly, there are many beautiful distractions around.
Cool, yeah, I know about those beautiful distractions. Yeah, some of them are called, like, their names are Olga and Masha. Yeah, those beautiful distractions. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I just asked because, you know, the things that I do here are a little bit different than the things that I used to do back home. So is it a big difference for you, the entertainment and stuff that you have here as opposed to back home?
Well, I would say we have discotheques at home, we have discotheques here. So this is kind of similar, I would say. It's just the style you go there and how you prepare to go there. This is probably a little bit different. And the time, of course, you go there. Because when I was living in Spain, for example, it was actually usual that you had dinner at around 10 p.m. Then you started like to have some drinks at midnight, and you never entered a club before 2 a.m.
Wow. Well, I guess that's kind of the same thing in Vegas. If you go to a club, you're going to go kind of late. People don't go to the club early. They have the phrase fashionably late, right? Nobody ever comes early. They're fashionably late. Okay, so cool. How do you find Russian? Is it difficult?
Well, to learn Russian, honestly, it's kind of really difficult, yes. For me, especially, because so far I had no connection to Russia, and the pronunciation is different from anything I knew so far. And I speak French, which as well has kind of different accent or pronunciation, but Russian still tops it.
Yeah, well, you speak many languages, actually. Go ahead and tell us how many languages you speak.
I do, actually. It's Swiss German, then it's German, English as well, and French and Spanish. And I do understand Italian, but I just can speak few words. And now I try to get it with Russian. So in total, it would be like 6.5, I would say.
Cool. Yeah, well, most Spanish speakers do understand Italian because they're so similar. I know that I understand Italian also, so yeah, I can agree with you on that one. Cool. Well, we have a very multilingual gentleman with us, and I feel inferior.
Oh, come on, you don't have to feel like that.
It's cool. It's awesome. You can pick up 6 times more women.
Well, if it would be that easy, I would love it. Yes, you're completely right. Probably it's just they need to speak the same language as well. And here in Russia, it's just speak Russian or speak really slowly English.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess sometimes the English might work out for you because if you speak English, like, oh, English-speaking man, cool.
True. But when I speak Russian, they say, oh, so cute.
Yeah,
he tries
also,
to speak Russian.
Yeah, I know it. Actually, some people don't like the way that I speak Russian. I don't know why. They just dislike it. They say that I speak in a weird way. I'm pretty proud of my Russian because I work on my accent a lot. But sometimes people don't like it. It's cool that people like your accent. I'm jealous.
Well, honestly, I don't say they like it. They just like to make fun of me and my accent. This is what I said.
Okay, how about you say something in Russian to the audience? Maybe something little like hello.
Привет.
Привет, right?
But
okay.
honestly, this sounds more professional, but when I need to speak sentences, then it gets more difficult, of course.
Okay, so you have good pronunciation when it's short, yeah?
Exactly, and the main words.
I had a situation like that. Maybe it's happened to you too. You say something and then people think that you're Russian because the pronunciation, just something small, was really, really good. You pronounced it very well.
Yeah.
So they just go crazy in Russian, like, and you don't understand anything.
Exactly, you just look at them like, oh my god, what is he talking about? And he looks at you, are you all right? You're not feeling good?
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm not Russian.
Yeah, and then they're like,
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, well, speaking about Russian things and maybe the reaction to your Russian language, what about Russian food? How did you like Russian food?
Honestly, it's not too bad.
Is it
Apart
similar?
from the variety they have, it's kind of limited, I think.
A limited variety. Well,
Yeah.
I can agree with you because a lot of people, they ask me, have you tried any Russian food? And I was like, well, what exactly is Russian food, right? Because borscht is Ukrainian, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like people are like...
Stroganoff? What about that?
Oh, I'm not sure. Probably, I'm not sure actually. But
Okay.
I know that like pelmeni is not Russian either. A lot of Russians eat it, but it comes from China. And there's a lot of things like what's really popular to eat in Russia, but it's not Russian. Shawarma, shashlik, all of this stuff. It's really popular.
And the blini.
Blini, it's French.
Exactly, and I would call them crêpe.
Yeah, exactly. It's crepe.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell people.
It's not crap. Crepe.
I'm sorry.
Crepe is like shit.
That's me and my American accent. I can't do that French R. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Crepe. I can't do it.
But you speak Spanish, so you just can roll it a little bit more.
Yeah, crepe, I guess. Crepe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sounds lovely.
All right, so you've tried what exactly? Well, I named like shawarma, shashlik. It's not really Russian, but did you like it? It's really common to eat in Russia.
Yeah, actually, it's okay. And what are these small things called? Like they look like lenses.
It's white?
No, it's brownish.
I'm
and it's
not
just a side dish. You can get it with puree. You can get it with meat. Cheren, something with... I don't remember the name. Probably it will pop up in my mind.
What does it look
afterwards. Brownish and really small.
Like grechka?
Grechka, exactly. Yeah,
okay.
Grechka, yeah.
Grechka. How do you like grechka?
It's extremely dry.
Maybe you just got it at the wrong place because there are different ways to eat it, and actually some people eat it like porridge. So they pour milk in it and they actually eat it like a porridge. So it's actually pretty liquidy.
It's like I eat my muesli or what?
What is that? Forgive my
breakfast
ignorance.
muesli, something?
Yeah, kind of like that. So sometimes people have it as a side dish, kind of like rice. Sometimes people have it like porridge, like breakfast, right?
Okay.
So it actually is, there are a lot of ways to prepare it. There's actually a really funny joke that I heard about grechka because, like you said, it's dry. Some people don't like grechka because it's so common. I'll tell you this little joke. So there's a cat, and they don't have any cat food, so they give it grechka, right? The cat comes and he sees the grechka, and he's like, oh, grechka, and he goes away, right? So the second day, he comes back to his bowl, and he's like, oh, grechka again, and he goes away. And then the third day, he comes, and he's like, grechka, and he eats it, right? Because, he's starving, so he's happy that there's something there. But it's kind of a funny joke about grechka. Actually, I like...
Is that the way how you become to like grechka, actually?
You think so?
I don't know, I'm asking you.
Well, I actually like grechka, but the first time that I tried it, it was horrible. But it was because it was...
Did you cook?
No, it got a little ruined in the cooking process. I didn't cook it, but the first time it was really bad. And I was like, oh man, this stuff's horrible. But the second time it was really good. And I was like, oh man, okay, I think I can get used to this. And I started eating it as a side dish for certain things, and it's actually pretty good. But in the States, we don't have... it's called buckwheat in English, guys.
Yeah.
Grechka is buckwheat. And we don't have buckwheat, not as a common dish anyway, in the United States. So I didn't know what it was. They were like, hey, look, this is grechka. I was like, what is that? So Flo tried grechka, and did you like it?
It's okay. It's okay. It's definitely not my favorite meal, but let's say once or twice a week, I definitely can do with it, yes.
Okay, so he said that it was dry. So ladies, if you guys are good at cooking grechka, go ahead and invite Flo over.
On revanche, I could do it as well. I could cook some dishes from Switzerland or whatever.
Oh, that's interesting. What are some dishes from Switzerland?
It's called rösti.
Okay.
It's actually wraps potato, and you just form them in a little bit different way. You can put on cheese on it, or you can put just an egg on it. There are a lot of varieties. I think it's really tasty. It's nothing too special, but you're definitely gonna like it. That is for sure.
Cool. Can you cook it here? Do you have all this stuff?
My father was a chief at the kitchen, so...
Cool.
That should not be a problem, yes.
Well, I came here and I can't cook some of the things that I like to cook, like guacamole, for example. I can't make it because the avocados here...
Guacamole is easy.
It's easy, but the avocados here, they're not tasty as they are there, so they're kind of bland, and I don't like it. Yeah.
They don't have actually this natural flour here.
Yeah.
I know it. Same with the tomatoes, actually, honestly.
You don't like the tomatoes?
No, not too much. They do not really smell like tomatoes. They look like, but it's not the same taste.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in Barcelona, you entered the store and you just saw these red tomatoes glowing at you. You come into a Russian store, you look at the tomato, and actually it's kind of pale like my face. And
there's two kinds of tomatoes. There's the ones that are kind of pale, and then there's some that are kind of like orangey red. And I don't know. I guess that some of them are imported. So the ones that are kind of grown here, they have a better flavor. I know that, but I couldn't tell you what it's called or anything.
Don't worry.
My wife is the one that buys everything.
So what do you do?
What do I do? Like, what do I cook here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't only cook Hispanic food. I'm Hispanic by heritage, but I'm American by nationality. I was born in America, raised in America, so I cook some American dishes, but...
So, Big Mac, or what do you mean?
Like, I did cook some hamburgers and some homemade French fries and stuff like that. Some barbecue, because I found some barbecue sauce. And
you found... Okay.
Yeah, so I finally found... After like a year, I found some barbecue sauce.
Did you do a real barbecue, or...?
Well, I did kind of like shashlik with barbecue sauce to make it kind of like half Russian shashlik, half American barbecue. It came out pretty good.
Okay.
But I like to cook, of course it's Italian, it's not really American, but I like to cook spaghetti.
Yeah.
I make kind of like...
Carbonara or pesto, or what kind of sauce?
I guess it's more like pesto, but I kind of do it kind of like... spicy also. I like to put a lot of chili in it because
it's amazing.
Yeah. So what else? Pizza, but it's also kind of Italian. I like to cook pizza and stuff like that.
Well, if you put meat on it, I think it's again American pizza. That's okay.
Yeah, if you cover it in meat and stuff like that, then it becomes American. Yeah. Okay. Well, what else can we talk about? Have you seen some of the museums here, or the Opera House? Have you been to the Opera House?
Well, honestly, from a cultural side, I did not see that much right now in Siberia, and especially not in Novosibirsk. When I was in St. Petersburg, I was once at the ballet, and I visited some residences of Peter the Great, of course, the Hermitage. But here, I did not take part in any cultural activities.
Okay, not yet. Well, if you're going to be here for a while, I know that in the summer they have the thing called like museum night, and then all of the museums have like an open door policy. You just walk in, check everything out, walk out, go to the next museum, and it's really cool. I remember I did it about 2 years ago when I came.
Yeah, I actually just heard about the White Night Party. Is that something similar?
Is it here? White Night Party?
It's definitely in St. Petersburg. That's what I know.
Well, because in St. Petersburg they have the White Nights.
Yes.
Yeah, so they have the really long days that end up being nights, and then they have White Night parties at the peak of this time, and then everyone's on the street and they're having like festivals and stuff. But we don't get it, so we don't have White Nights here. We're too far south. So unfortunately, we don't have White Nights. I don't think we have White Night parties actually.
Okay. Wow.
But museum day is something. Museum night, I guess, is something that you might want to check out in the summer. But I know that there's this really cool museum you might be interested in. It's the Museum of like Wood, and I know it sounds boring, Museum of Wood.
Yeah.
But they have like all of the old Slavonic gods carved out of wood and stuff.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. They have like this really old chainik, like this tea holder that's like a dragon holding a baby dragon. Yeah. And if you grab the baby dragon's legs and like turn the baby dragon, no, he opens up and then he pours your tea. It kind of looks like maybe he's like peeing your tea out or something. But it's really cool. That museum's kind of cool. You might want to check it out.
Yeah, in Switzerland we just have these cuckoo watches. You know these?
Yeah.
On every full hour there is a bird coming out. Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Cuckoo. Exactly.
Is it annoying?
I just wanted to say, it sounds funny when you hear it, but after a week, it goes on your nerves.
Yeah, it must drive you crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
I know, like, when I hear a clock, even if it's not a cuckoo clock, if I just hear it and it's like click, click, it drives me crazy. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it for like an hour.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so I don't know if I asked you, how long have you been here?
Well, actually, here I just arrived a month ago. So,
1 month ago.
1 month, yeah.
Okay, 4 weeks, how long do you plan on staying here?
I plan to stay here at least till the end of June, and afterwards I do not know what's gonna happen. I have no clue about my future, actually.
Well, I guess if one of these Russian girls can snatch you up, then you might stay after June, huh?
Yeah, I already prepared my parents, actually, to this kind of situation, yes. So they are ready to hear such a story from me.
Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about your country and maybe, for example, some advice. If someone's going to visit your country, what advice would you give them?
Take enough money.
Take enough money?
Yes, it is expensive.
Yeah, because you guys have the really high cost of living, I guess, and like salaries and stuff is really high. So when you exchange the money, and things end up being really expensive. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
What is the average income for one person in a month?
Well, depends on the educational level, of course. But I would say of a regular person, it will be around 5,000 Swiss francs, probably a bit below, let's say 4,500 Swiss francs, which is approximately 140,000 rubles.
Wow.
A month.
Wow.
Well, wow. I think more than half goes just away for living expenses, like health insurance. You have to pay for your car.
You guys pay for health insurance?
Of course.
In most countries, the company pays for the health insurance, like the company you work for.
No, you need to have sometime as well. You need to have it. It depends. There are two differences. They cover you at work, sometimes as well in your free time. Outside of work. But this is not always the case.
Okay, so you make about, on average, a person makes about 4,500 Swiss francs, but half of it goes away right away to living.
No, I would not say right away, but during the months on fixed expenses. So food is not included. So I would say rent an apartment, to pay for public transport, then just to put something aside for your taxes, because at the end of the year, of course, you need to pay taxes. And then probably, I don't know, you have, what else? Expenses, what do you have? For the car, of course.
Maybe like phone and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Phone as well, yes.
Okay.
So everybody thinks actually, oh, Switzerland, oh, money, oh, banks, oh, chocolate. It sounds all nice, yes, but it's not that sweet that it is.
Don't forget the cheese.
Oh yes, the cheese. Do you know fondue, by the way?
Yeah, I do. Actually, my friends gave me a fondue maker.
Oh my God, you have a fondue maker?
Yeah, my friends...
Why didn't you tell me that?
We can make some fondue sometime. It was a gift.
Yeah, but the thing is, you need special cheese for that.
Well,
and I do not think you will find that one in Russia.
Well, you can help me find it, I guess. We'll try to find it. We'll go on a mission to find the special fondue cheese.
If you're gonna come back, that is another question. But we try to find it.
Okay. So, do you like fondue? Is it one of your favorites?
Yeah. I love it. And we have actually a special way to eat it with just young people. So we have kind of shot glass filled up with a liquor made out of cherries, which is kind of strong. And before you take the bread, you put it in the liquor and then in the cheese, and then you eat it.
And you get a little wasted, huh?
A little, yes.
Cool.
Slightly. I would say decently, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you get a little buzz going. That sounds very interesting.
It's definitely interesting. And actually, I took a whole fondue package to Russia. But as I was first in Moscow, we ate it already there.
Okay, so we're going to have to find some. We're going to have to find some, and then we'll post it on the Big Apple website.
Oh,
me and Flo eating fondue. We're going to be fondueing it.
Lying under the table, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That could be good, yeah. That could be interesting.
Cool. So you mentioned something about transport, and that actually, I'm very curious. What is the average cost for transport? I know that in my city, for example, it's really expensive to get on the bus. It's about $2.50, and that's expensive for some people because just a couple years ago, it was less than $1. So now it's like $2.50. It's crazy. How many francs is it to get on the bus?
Well, it depends, because most of the people in Switzerland, they commute from one city to another city where they work and where they live. So they get kind of abonnement and they pay monthly or even yearly for that. And when I was living in Switzerland, I had an abonnement which allowed me to use all public transports in whole Switzerland. And I paid like 250 Swiss francs, which is around 7,500 rubles a month.
Okay, I guess it's not so bad, right?
It's not so bad, but I think it's still... Depends how much you use it.
Yeah, if you use it like once a week, then it's definitely a lot, right?
Yeah,
to pay 7,000 rubles a month.
For example, just a ticket to go by train for, let's say, 30 kilometers, return ticket will cost you like 600 rubles. Something like that.
Okay.
I think it's okay, but it's still kind of expensive because you just sit in there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you cannot even sit because there is no space.
I gotcha. You got to stand.
They are on time. That is the good thing.
They're on time. That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
They're on time, yeah?
Well, actually in Switzerland, we are pissed off when they announce that the train will be 5 minutes late. True.
Well, how often does it come? Does it come like every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, every...
Depends where it connects to.
That's the train, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so the train, I guess, would come less often. What about the bus or something like this?
Well, actually, let's say between Zurich and Bern, two big cities in Switzerland, I think they're now even discussing that they have quarterly hour trains. So this is kind
every
of a lot.
15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
And sometimes buses, if the region is really far away from, let's say, any population or civilization, probably just once an hour. But I guess on average it's each half an hour, something like that.
Okay, well, yeah, in U.S., some places are very different than others, but in my city, the bus comes every 30 minutes, and it sucks because if you miss your bus, you're 30 minutes late to work or maybe longer. Yeah. So what forms of transportation do you have? Here we have, from taxi to marshrutka to we have like the bus, the trams, we have trains, we have lots of different things. What do you guys have?
Well, we definitely do not have metros.
So no underground, no subway, yeah? Okay.
Well, we just have trains in tunnels, but I would not say that this is a metro.
Okay, trains.
So we have trains, we have boats, even big boats. It's a bit slow, so normally you don't take it when you go to work. We have bicycles, taxis, buses. I think that's the main means of transport we use in Switzerland.
Well, what about the taxis? I was amazed when I came to Russia. The taxis were so cheap. Like yesterday, for example, I took a taxi. It wasn't very far, but because the buses weren't running anymore, I had to take a taxi for, I don't know, maybe like about 2 kilometers away, but it was like 90 rubles or something. I was amazed. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool, because even that short distance in US, if you had to call a taxi, it would be really expensive.
Yeah.
Are they expensive in Switzerland?
I would say like this. You could drive in Russia 4 kilometers for your 180 rubles, like you just said. In Switzerland, you did not even sit in a taxi.
Yeah?
When you sit in the taxometer starts at like 6 Swiss francs. During the night, which is around 180, 200 rubles. And during the day, I guess it's like 3 to 4 Swiss francs.
Wow.
In Zurich, probably even more expensive.
Do they do it like in US, where they count you by the quarter mile, or like the...
No, it's on time.
It's on time?
Yes.
Oh, so if you get stuck in traffic, then you're out of luck.
Yes,
oh,
you need
man.
to pay a lot, yes.
Okay. Well, I guess one thing that people might be interested, when you came, did you have any like culture shock in Russia?
Well, the good thing was that I, before, lived 3.5 months already in St. Petersburg, so I could get used to Russian lifestyle and how it is to really live here. So I wouldn't say that I had a cultural shock. But when I arrived the first time in St. Petersburg and lived at the общежитие, it was a different situation. Yes. Yeah, I cannot deny that.
I've been inside one of the общежитиes for NGTU, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh man, this is kind of crazy. Luckily, I had my own place. When I was going to school here, I went to school at NGTU, just like you. I actually had an apartment with at the time she was my girlfriend, now she's my wife. So I had an apartment. I didn't have to stay in the общежитие, but my friends stayed there, and I went there. I was like, man, I don't think I could live here.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I was in the same situation. I lived first at the общежитие, and I really had to say, oh my God, I cannot do that.
I'm not doing it again, right?
Yes, and first of all, there is no proper kitchen, and for me a kitchen is still important.
Yeah,
I like to cook my own food, and so now
you're the son of a chef, of course, right?
Yes, this probably has certain influence on that as well. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I won't hold you too long. So just some final words that you want to tell the audience, I guess. Maybe you want to say something about your country, or thank you for listening. I don't know. What would you like to say to the audience?
Well, it is probably just right now, I do not know exactly what to say. I just think how I'm feeling right now is Russia is actually not worse than Switzerland, not at all. I really enjoy living here. Of course, for me, I know it's probably not permanently, I do not know, but so far I feel as comfortable as in Switzerland.
Cool.
Even if the circumstances are completely different, I can call it my hometown.
Cool.
It's absolutely nice, yes.
You wouldn't mind staying for a while, huh? Cool.
Actually not, no. If I find a good job and if I can work somewhere, definitely, why not?
That's cool. That's awesome. So you hear that, guys? Flo really likes your country and your city. So maybe you can meet Flo. He's here at the Big Apple School sometimes. He comes to the speaking clubs or the movie clubs and stuff like that. So if you would like to meet him, he's here and he's waiting for you. This was Rico and Flo with the Big Apple School podcast, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.